What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I'm Bandit Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Red Dead Online. And today we're going over the top 5 hunting routes for me to earn that moolah. Now, if you're like me, you like the PvE side of the game, hunting is probably one of your favorite ways of earning that cash. And so we're going to go over the most effective routes for me. If you have something that's more effective, you have 2 ways of letting me know, either in the comments down below, or you can join our Discord where we're having this conversation and other conversations about Red Dead Online daily. The link will be in the description below to join that. We're like 80 plus people right now, and I gotta say, some good conversation over there. So join there for some cool tips, and if you ever need help, it's a good place to be. Let's jump into my top 5 hunting routes, okay? And I'm going to go over each of these routes in some of the pros of what you can get on them, so you can decipher for yourself which you want to hit. But also, if you join a lobby where there's a ton of players, you say, oh, I can just go over here and do this hunting route and be effective there. So we'll give you some options. The first one I want to go over is south of Rhodes. You'll notice that a lot of my hunting routes are in Rhodes, and that's Rhodes, Lemoyne area, SAINT-DENIS area, because there's a lot of birds there, and I like focusing on birds because the plumes are worth so much. You can get 10 stacks. And a little trick, if you run into a lot of birds, skin as many as you can, but as soon as you get 10 plumes, instead of skinning the next bird you get, just stick it on your horse and store that. Go to the butcher, sell the plumes, and then skin that bird, and you'll get more. You'll be able to carry more plumes. Aside from the point, let's jump into this route. So you're going to start at Rhodes, and what you want to do is go southwest and follow the shoreline when you get to Braithwaite Manor. Now, on your way, there's going to be a few deer you can kill. Perfect deer pellets are really good, and perfect deer carcasses are very good. Like, I think it's $6 for a perfect doe, and if you can get a buck, I think you get 10. I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys will correct me, but you want to go southwest here, and when you follow the shoreline along the Braithwaite Manor, you're going to come across birds that you can shoot. Generally, you'll find between 2 and 4 birds in this area. That's going to bring you to the south end. Once you get to the south end, you're going to stay in the wooded area here because there's a panther spawn. Now, in full disclosure, I don't know what it is. I can't find panthers and cougars. Since the day I started playing Red Dead Online, I've done a ton of hunting. I can't find a cougar or panther to save my life. I haven't killed a single one in Red Dead Online. Found them in the story mode, haven't found a single one in online, but this is a common place to find the panther spawn. So if you can get the panther spawn, it makes this route super, super effective. As you're running through here, you're going to come across more deer. There's going to be a few boar that you can hit, and you're going to want to keep moving east. And you're going to move east into this little, like, swampy area that's by Saint-Denis. And when you're in this area, you're going to be getting your big game meat. You're going to get your gators. If you haven't come across a perfect deer for some reason at this point, you can get a perfect gator skin. Also, something nice here is they have small gators, which are really good because those don't take up a full heavy spot on your horse. And you're going to come across snowy egrets, which are another bird that you can get those plumes from. Once you run that, you're free to go back to Rhodes, and that's our first route. Second, right next to this one, north of Saint-Denis, and this was one that I got from DeBoer, who joined our Discord, and I've only ran it a few times because we just recently launched the Discord. But the first time I ran it, I came across like something like 7 birds. So like, anytime you come across 7 birds, an effective hunting route. You want to go northeast of Saint-Denis. Just stick along the swamp here, along the train tracks. Look for birds. You're going to look for your gators. You're going to get those big game meats. You can get the gator pelts as well. Unfortunately, you don't as often see small gators in this area as you do when you're south of Rhodes in the other swampy area, but you can still get those gators, get the birds, as well as there's going to be boars in that area. And if you roam far enough north, if you want to, you can go up to and find some deer. I like this area a lot for the birds. It's a really quick and easy route. It's not a longer one, but very, very short. They can net you quite a bit of cash when you hit that bird stash. Next, I want to take us to our Tumbleweed route, and this is one of my favorite routes because it has a loot area that gives us a ton of necessities for our horse. And essentially what you want to do is start in Tumbleweed, and you're going to go north up to the top of like Captooth Ridge area, and then head east to the O of Cholla Springs. This is gonna give you the maximum opportunity of getting the cougar that spawns in this area. Like I said, I have terrible luck when it comes to hunting these cougars. I haven't found a single one. I'm level 33, played many hours of online, but this is also another known area where you can find the cougars as long as you're gonna come across pronghorn deer while you're in this area. Roll north to Rathskeller Fork, and that is where you can get a condor. There's going to be a goat that spawns there, as well as all your horse necessities, stamina, medicine, and crackers. I love stopping by there every once in a while to re-up on my horse feed and stuff like that. Once you're done there, you're going to go southeast and come down Captooth Ridge. You're going to find another condor when you get around to the O of Captooth Ridge. Most of the time, you might run into a gang hideout there, which is the very small possibility of a treasure map. I don't know if you want to do a gang hideout while you're hunting. You might lose everything, but hey, you might be living life on the edge. Keep rolling south. You can go all the way down to that little cabin that spawns the steelhead trout in the desert for some reason. That'll net you a quick $8 or so, and then roam back up, and on your way, look in the sky for those condors and keep your eye out for those pronghorns and sometimes some lizards as you go along. I like Tumbleweed. It's really good if you can get that cougar. I haven't been able to get it, but these routes that have the cougars and the panthers are really, really effective, because once you get that cougar, you're essentially up like 14, 16 bucks. You're good to go. All right, and that's going to take us into the route that I have run the most, which is what I call RHODES to SAINT-DENIS. And it is not exactly just the area between RHODES and SAINT-DENIS, but what I like to do is I go up and I hit Maddock Pond, okay? I check Maddock Pond. There's generally some deer there. You can roam a little bit farther north to look for some more deer, but deer is what makes this Lemoyne area so good, because when you get a perfect pelt, that's worth not only a few bucks, but as well as the perfect deer carcass is worth like $6. And deer spawn everywhere in this area. Pronghorn spawn a lot by the Tumbleweed area, but pronghorn aren't as valuable as deer. Deer are much more valuable, and they spawn everywhere in this Lemoyne area. So I like to go up to Maddock Pond, and then what I do is you have two options here. You can either roam over and around, or up and over to the north of SAINT-DENIS area, but what I like doing is going back down south towards RHODES. If I found a perfect deer carcass, this is where I'll just make a quick stop by the butcher and sell that carcass, because that's going to be a quick $6 for the carcass and however many dollars for the pelt. And then you just move across the Kansas River along that bridge. When you get to the other side of the bridge, you come across they're not flamingos, but the pink birds that have plumes that are worth a lot. The name is I don't have it on the tip of my tongue right now, but it's right there. When you roam over there after the bridge, sitting there is going to be 2 to 3 of those birds, sometimes 4. You can fill up on plumes really quickly. Like I said, these birds make these routes very, very effective. So once you come off that bridge, what I like doing is rolling along the river a little bit and getting your gators done, getting the big game meat. Ultimately, if you kill 4 gators, with the proper shot, you'll fill up on 10 big game meat, and that's $7.50 right there. It's super easy. They spawn in groups. And then you're going to keep rolling east. You're going to come across some more boars. And this is where you can decide if you want to go for the extended route or if you want to keep it to a shorter one. So what I like doing is spawning into like New Austin, and then I'll fast travel to RHODES to start my hunting session, because they generally take around 30 minutes. And I want to give myself the best chance of avoiding players. And if Lemoyne's filled with other players, I don't know which ones are griefers and which ones aren't. I like being there kind of alone. So I'll get there alone, and I'll do the extended route, which is then I'll go north of SAINT-DENIS and hit that bird area that we talked about previously. Grab a few more boar. If I haven't filled up on big game meat, that's where I can get the gators again. And then I like rolling out west across Blue Water Marsh and coming into some more deer before I roll down to RHODES. Now, if you want to like just go like all out, and this is the route that you want to make the most out of, roll all the way back to Ringneck Creek after you're done above SAINT-DENIS. Roll back to Ringneck Creek and hit that fishing method, because you get trout in the river there when you use a turkey carcass. You get trout there. It takes about 5 minutes to fill up, and that's going to be worth what? It's gonna be worth like $20 when you do that. So hit that up, and then roll back down to the RHODES butcher and sell. If you run this route the long route, each time you're gonna earn upwards of like $100 or so each time. So it's a really good hunting route, very consistent with the deer. When you do take the long route, you always end up getting the plumes because there's so many birds that spawn along the route. So it's a really good way to just, it's a consistent route. Whereas I've done like some of these cougar and panther routes aren't as consistent for me, because when I miss out on the cougar or panther, I feel like I'm really not getting the most bang for my buck. Whereas this route here is really consistent. You can pretty much count on getting the most out of it every single time. And that brings us to the most effective money-making PvE method in this game. In my opinion, isn't the funnest. I enjoy the hunting and moving around the map. The animations, it just kind of builds on the immersion of the game. So I really enjoy hunting, but I had to fit in our top money-making method. Not that all these were in order. This one will make you the most though, and it's for sure gonna make you the most each time. It's a fishing one right outside of Blackwater Butcher, okay? What you're gonna do, we'll link the full video in the description below, but what you're gonna do for this is essentially load into Lemoyne or something so you get Blackwater all to yourselves, fast travel over there, and you're gonna fish right outside the butcher. You're gonna catch sturgeon, right? Once you get this method down, you're really effective at it, and you'll get sturgeon. You can essentially get one about every minute right outside the butcher. So you're gonna do that. Then eventually after like 3 or 4 sturgeon, there won't be any more sturgeon right next to the butcher. You're just gonna move south along the shoreline, and there's a little jetty there where you can either fish off the north side of it or the south side of it. And when you're on this jetty, you can just pick either side. I have not yet used this area and run out of sturgeon. You catch two sturgeon. It's not a tongue twister, but it was hard to say. And then you load one up on your horse, and then you just run the other one to the butcher, have your horse follow you, and you repeat that process over for about 10-15 minutes, and then you come back up to right next to the butcher and fish those sturgeon again, and you just keep switching back and forth. You're never gonna run out of sturgeon. This method will net you more cash than any other PvE method I've come across. Sturgeon sell for $7.25, I think, and you can literally get one like every minute. And then when you move south along the shore, it's like one every a minute and a half, minute and 15 seconds. It's so easy. So easy. Best money making method I've come across. But I'd love to know your guys' input. Once again, either in the comments down below or on Discord, where we're having conversations about tips and tricks and helpful hints daily. The link to the Discord will be in the description below. Thank you guys for the support on the channel. If you're not subscribed already and you made it this far, just hit that sub button. Hit the bell as well. Get notified when we post videos. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in a future video. Until then, take care.